Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. The Bells are back, y'all. The Bells are back. They took a little hiatus and now they're back for part 2 of their season. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. We're in season 4, episode 1. When the episode first opens up, we see Tam getting an ultrasound. Congratulations, Tambra. I guess you came out of your cat cave and got it popping a little bit. You came out of that cat cave, girl. I guess her and Demond are a real thing. Okay, Marie, what you gonna say about that? Because Marie just waiting to talk somewhere. Tambra, now, I'm just gonna give you a little word of advice. Don't be doing all that loud laughing and talking around that baby in the early months, because they will start to cry. And then you will wonder what is wrong. And when you continue to talk, they will continue to cry. So we got to go into it just a little bit more soothing, okay? Don't startle them, okay? Don't startle them. So after they get the ultrasound, the doctor is telling Tambra, she's high risk because they had to remove 39 fibroids and she must have a C-section. Now, I am so happy that my doctor did not force a C-section on me, because I did have grapefruit-sized fibroids and one was growing at the same time as my son was growing. Child, it paralyzed me from the waist down. I was on bed rest. I was hospitalized for months. It was really bad. It really was. But I had an excellent team of doctors. Houston has some of the best doctors in the nation. And I was referred to a Black specialist that specialized in fibroids here in the medical center, works with the Baylor College of Medicine. She was able to help me get through my pregnancy, and I had a vaginal birth. 4 pushes, and baby, he was out that thing. Okay. So I am happy that I had her in my corner. I wish nothing but a happy and healthy pregnancy for Tambra. Now we are in reverse because Tambra has already had the baby. They kept it hush hush. Baby, this was a secret. Do you hear me? A secret. But Tambra has already had a very healthy baby, and they're both doing fine, baby. Tambra back at work. But greedy. Okay. Is a ring in the future? Because that mom and daddy going to be asking. So I'm going to ask for them. I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Let's get this ring going, honey. The ring does mean a thing. Moving forward. In the next scene, Latishia is going to meet with Sophia, Shantae, So Gucci at the boot store. Hey, y'all. So Gucci, what is this little get up? Girl, what is it? Okay. So she invited Latishia to the rodeo, and she said her and JJ go to the rodeo every year. It's a big deal in Houston. Everybody comes out for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Now, mostly they come out for the cookout. They come out for Black Heritage Day because, baby, Mary J gonna be in the place. Mary J. Blige gonna come to a Houston rodeo and dip and do her diddy bop if she don't do nothing else. And we are going to come out to that carnival. It's just a good time. I remember as a child, our parents would take us to the rodeo every single year. And in school in Houston, it's a big deal because the schools actually take field trips to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. So I was happy to hear that they had one in Mississippi, because I don't know why I just thought it was only in Houston. Anywho, child, Latishia was excited and not excited about the rodeo. She was happy to see this cowboy. So she acting out, get it to my, I am in heat, and she brought me around this fine cowboy. She looked at this man, this young man, emphasis on young, and goes, what do you think about that lyric? Save a horse and ride a cowboy. What do you think about that? And I was just like, ew, Latishia, girl, he looked 19 or 20. What are you going to do with him? He was calling y'all ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let me know if you need anything else. He's a kid. Girl, quit playing in this here boot shop. Okay. So then Sophia, Shantae, So Gucci brings up the brunch, and she's acting like Latrice was drunk, talking about, I was wondering if we were at a brunch or a barbecue. I don't know where y'all were, but what I will say is y'all were tightly packed up in that small space. I will say that. So she brings up Latrice using profanity at the brunch, and Sophia was like, everybody been talking about it. Were they, Sophia, or have you been talking about it? Because I felt like it was no big deal. And there was a nice lady over on the Twitter, aka X, who showed the video from the brunch, and it is not exactly how it was shown on the show. I just feel like you're making a bigger deal out of it because you don't like Latrice. Sophia talking about Latrice tried to ruin your brunch. Okay, you're being dramatic. She did not come there to ruin this lady's brunch. She actually wanted to be there. She was nervous. Shots were passed out. And I mean, this is what happens. So Leticia gonna say, no, I thank you so much for telling me. You know, I really appreciate you telling me. I just feel like Latrice wasn't ready. I'm really disappointed. And I really regret having her on my panel. Leticia, you so fake. Now, when you first started, this is when you was cooking them glory greens out that can. And you had that bad synthetic wig sitting up top of your head. And Glenn was pretending like he was working on the railroad, but he really was standing outside waiting for them to say, action. When you were that, Leticia, I appreciated it. But I'm seeing a different side of you. And I'm trying to figure out, because you so pissed at Latrice, which I really don't think you mad at Latrice. Let's just keep it real. I think you just listening to everybody else and doing what they say do. What about the other lady that said that y'all don't have expensive homes in Mississippi? What about that? And I feel like this show is starting to take a turn that I don't like. Carlos Kang, now I'm speaking directly to you, honey. You might not be listening over here because I know your channel is blow up waiting over on the other side. But what I will say to you is I do not want a show where people are going to be fighting team this and team that. The people are divided. The heifers can't get along. I don't want that. I don't like that kind of formula. Yes, I love a little drama here and there. You know, they start, going at each other and then eventually they work it out. But this is starting to seem like everybody against one person. And I don't like it. In the next scene, Marie and Essie are down to the methadone clinic. Hey, Marie. Hey, Essie. So they're talking about the lupus gala that they host every year. I didn't know that Essie also suffered from lupus. I don't know if that was told to us before and I just don't remember it, but I did not know that Essie also had lupus. So Leticia is coming down to talk business. She's teamed up with Marie and Essie to buy properties to renovate to use as assisted living properties for Hamilton and Davis. So I was like, that's a really good initiative. I like that. They've already secured one property, but Leticia starts talking to them about another one. But she wants them to go down and take a look at it before the contractors do. And I really do like that. I really do. So she brings up Sophia, Shantae, So Gucci, inviting them to the rodeo. So Essie said, well, girl, I was fasting from social media, honey. You weren't fasting from mess. I was fasting from social media. But after the fast, I saw that Latrice did an interview where she was just saying y'all was just coworkers. I'm looking at this video. And as I'm watching, I'm just like, why does this look reenacted? I don't know. It's just something about the way Latrice was just sitting up there. People ask me about the Bells, but they're just my coworkers, my real friends. I was just like, what is this, honey? This is like the Twilight Zone. I don't know. It looked reenacted to me, but that's just me. But I don't blame Latrice because y'all talk about her like a dog. Leticia, you steady hollering women's empowerment, but ain't empowering a damn thing. Them brunches are for nothing. Because you have not empowered one person. So I do not blame her saying that y'all are coworkers. And it's just so crazy because the whole entire time that these seasons have been going on, this season 4, and I guess that was season 3. I thought it was 4A and this is 4B. But anywho, it was just Latrice. Y'all always talking about the lady behind her back. So what did you expect? So Leticia goes, well, that's crazy because, she was just asking me about makeup and hanging out the very same day she did this interview. So I'm confused. Here go Marie. Marie. She's jealous of you. She's an opportunist. She wants your life. She's using you. Now, what about Marie? What about Leticia's life would Latrice want? Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. Yes, Latrice has the marriage from hell. Her marriage is in the toilet, honey. She is having problems. But she's super successful outside of that. Ain't nobody jealous of Leticia sitting down at that Enterprise at that desk with no laptop but using her phone and talking every 2 seconds to nobody and hollering at Glenn. Girl, please stop. Please. Just please stop. And Marie, why you always got to blow it out of proportion? Somebody can simply say, Latrice had grapefruit juice. You know what? She likes grapefruit juice because she can't stand apple juice. And she don't like orange juice because she never could stomach a Sprite. And she don't like Coke because she might be on it. It's like you just go left. What in your mind, Marie? Okay, because I see you combed out your finger waves. So your brain should be thinking how your brain should be thinking. What in your mind says, I think she's jealous of Leticia. She wants Leticia's life. Marie, what is wrong with you? You gonna be delusional if you don't be nothing else, child. Moving forward. So then Marie tells Leticia, she ain't never asked about you mentoring her before. Girl, anyway, she claims that Leticia is mentoring Latrice, but now that she's booked and busy, Latrice wants a piece of the pie. And I highly doubt that. I just think that, people are asking her to speak. She's afraid to speak. She knows Leticia speaks, so she's going over there to ask Leticia how to speak like she does. I do not think that she's looking at Leticia and saying, ooh, she got paid $1,500 for going over there for 5 minutes. I want some of that. I just don't see that. Now, it could be, okay? Now, if I see it a little later on, y'all know I'm going to see something, say something. But I don't see it now. So then Leticia talking about, well, Latrice is in competition with any and everybody because she has her own insecurities. That woman is not competing with y'all. Plus, you mad, but I have never seen none of y'all together outside of this show. So it's giving co-workers. I have never seen any of you on any of your Instagrams. I mean, I've seen you over here with Marie every now and again, but y'all don't be hanging out like that. Y'all look like y'all only talk when these cameras go up. The other ladies that are on other shows, I have seen them on each other's Instagrams doing things with each other outside of filming. The Bells are the only franchise of a show that I never see doing things together outside of the show filming. So it's giving co-workers. Girl, goodbye and good night. Moving forward. So Marie's talking about, well, I mean, she wants you to teach her and coach her how to speak. You can't teach somebody that's hood and ratchet class. She's classless. First of all, Marie, she wants you to coach her on how to speak on, okay? Your subject and your verb have to agree, okay? For a sentence, you need a subject, a verb, and a predicate. Therefore, the sentence will make sense. I know because I taught it for 14 years. So you saying she wants you to coach her how to speak. She ghetto. Marie, that sentence was ghetto. Girl, that utility van was ghetto. Let's take the speck out of our own eye. Okay, shall we? Okay, let's not do that, Marie. Let's not do it. Leticia, you know what? You listen to anything that anybody tells you. Talking about the brunch and the video was the final straw. Girl gone. Leticia keeps bringing up Latrice being drunk. I'm wondering, is she drunk? Marie said, drunk don't make you tell lies like that, do it? Why do y'all keep saying that this lady is drunk? Why do y'all keep doing that? Why? Stop perpetuating that. But Leticia, I'm feeling like you an undercover mean girl. You do it in little slick ways and you ain't fooling me. You might fool the other people, baby, but you ain't fooling me. In the next scene, Tambra and Latrice are meeting up for dinner and drinks. And Latrice is like, girl, you can drink with me. It's safe. Okay, you'll be all right. Tambra gonna put that hat on if she don't do nothing else, ain't she? So Tambra decides that she wants to keep the pregnancy hush just a little while longer. And girl, I don't blame you. I would keep it hush until the baby graduates college. But that's just me. Because I'm very protective over my kid. And I don't want you here for upsetting me while I'm pregnant. So they start talking about her and Sophia, Shantae, so Gucci. And Latrice is basically like, girl, it's nothing between us. We cool. We kind of talked it out a little bit. We fine. Latrice brings up that she's been bleeding and she went to the doctor and found out that she had fibroids. And I have to say, she said that she feels like she's not going to be able to have kids. It doesn't mean that you can't have children. It just will involve more doctor's visits. And it will involve someone who actually knows how to deal with fibroids. It's a very tricky situation. You got to be very careful. It's scary. So Tambra is telling her, it happens to millions of Black women. It's not only her. And I have to say that our diets do play a part in it. It's scary to be pregnant with fibroids. That's for sure. You have to be very careful with what you put in your body. Tambra also said that she's an advocate for fibroids, and she was contacted by Congressman Clark about a bill that's going to help put millions of dollars into research in fibroids, especially as it affects, African-American women. And I thought that's awesome because, a lot of us don't even know that we have fibroids until something abnormal starts happening with our bodies. I didn't know that I had them until I started bleeding between menstrual cycles. And I was like, what is happening? This is not normal. Okay, I need to get this checked out. And that's how I found out I had fibroids. And shortly after that, I found out I was pregnant. And I feel like doctors also need to be more educated on fibroids as well, because a lot of times when we have our pap smears and things like that, a lot of that stuff is overlooked. So you want to make sure that you're talking to your doctors, letting them know what's going on with your body. If you feel anything abnormal or you see any spotting or anything like that, please speak to your OBGYN so that they can take a look. Latrice said, her and Cliff, they always getting it popping. Okay, they have unprotected sex all the time and ain't nothing happening. Tambra says she is a testimony that you can get pregnant with fibroids. Girl, me too. I second that. I had a horrible pregnancy due to fibroids and it was scary as hell, but it can be done. Now, I did opt not to have the surgery to remove the fibroids because they often come back. So I just did natural things to shrink them, and I have shrank them. I had 17 fibroids and they ranged in centimeters. One of them was as large as a grapefruit. Now, the last time I went for an ultrasound, which was 2022, one was almost non-existent and I only had 9 left. And I had like 17 to 20, I believe. So what worked for me was black seed oil, ginger and turmeric, as well as castor oil packs. Now, I've been doing those things for years before they got popular on TikTok, before all that. I was always doing that because I researched it myself because, like I said, I had an excellent doctor. And on top of that, my general OBGYN, she was not well versed in all things fibroids. And I was like, girl, I am in pain. I need to figure out what I can do to get rid of these things. And the first thing she said was, let's just do the surgery. I'm like, no. Because, why would I sit and do a surgery when they just going to come back? And sometimes they come back even worse. So I just opted to try natural things. Now, that may not work for everyone. I am not a health professional. I am not giving you advice. I'm just telling you what worked for me. Moving forward. In the next scene, it's the day of the rodeo. Hey, Akeisha girl. Hey, Kiki. You and Willie look cute. So Akeisha and Willie, they show up. Latrice and Clifford, they show up. Tambra shows up in her hoodie. Sophia, Shantae, So Gucci, So Fake needs to be added to the end of that name because you sitting here kikiing and skinning and grinning with Latrice, but you was just dogging her to Leticia. See, this is the kind of woman that I can't get with because I don't really know if you for me or against me. You sitting here, oh, hey, yo, I'm so happy to see y'all. Whole time, you're acting like she's always loose as a goose. So, you would be a no for me. So the men get on the bull and MC such and such and Leticia, they show up, aka Glendale. They start watching the show. And as I'm looking at it, I'm like, is this a special show? Because first of all, the place is empty on y'all side. And secondly, are y'all the only black people in there? Oh, now, honey. In Houston, we all come out. You'll see every ethnicity. We just out there. We in that thing. But that's because it's probably a bigger deal in Houston. I'm not sure. But I was like, where the black people at? Anywho, Leticia still mad at Cliff for telling Glendale about Bolo Jr. Girl, get over it. Glendale's still right there with you because he ain't got nowhere to lay his head and ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Y'all just acting and bad acting at that. Whatever he told Glendale didn't stop him from being right there. He ain't stopped nothing. After the rodeo, y'all gonna be fine. Okay? He can talk to Glendale. It's going to be okay. So after the rodeo is over, they go for drinks. Now that's where y'all mess up when y'all be having them drinks. So Marie shows up down to the bar. Ma'am, you made sure to show up for them drinks, though. And that ain't no cowboy hat, Marie. Marie, that ain't no cowboy hat. That hat look like Paddington Bear. Girl, I'm not finna play with you. Now, who done said Marie Monroe next to Latrice and Tambra? Baby, she about to melt out of that seat. Do you hear me? Oh, honey, she ain't no good. So Leticia makes a toast talking about to friendship. Girl, please. Y'all ain't a bit more friends than a man in the moon. Frenemies, maybe, but not no damn friends. So Latrice said, the collective is divided into 2 groups. Her, Tambra, and Cliff, and the rest of them. Exactly, co-workers. And not you putting Cliff in the mix. Cliff don't need to be in it. He's not in the collective. He is not a Belle. It's Leticia, So Gucci, Shantae, Sophia, and Marie, and Akeisha. So it's 6 people on that side with all of So Gucci's aliases. Plus JJ and his plats. Then on your side, you got you and Tambra. Y'all crazy. Now, Marie holds a grudge forever and a day when it comes to Latrice. But she can sit and talk with Glenn, and he is aggressive as hell. The man that mistreats your friend, you can sit here and kiki with him. So they're sitting there and they're talking, and he's like, yeah, you know, me and Cliff, we friends, and us being friends, that's cool, but y'all friendship different. You tried to get a whole apartment for her in your name. And so Marie was like, well, that's because you weren't appreciating her. That's why I was doing that. So the fire was getting too hot in the kitchen, so he got the hell on. Glendale gets up, and Leticia is talking to Akeisha and Sophia, Shantae, So Gucci, and she's telling them every time Glenn talks to Cliff, he starts acting different. So Akeisha was like, who is he to give advice? Cliff needs to worry about his own self, honey. He needs to worry about how he needs to respect Latrice. Worry about that. She was like, you know, I got this outfit for him because he wasn't in town. I got an outfit for the rodeo. And Cliff done brought him a hat. When I tell y'all I hollered at this, Akeisha said, your husband? It was the way she said it. Because she said, nah, I know you're lying. Not him bringing Glendale a hat. I don't know why that was so funny to me, y'all. But baby, I hollered so loudly. I said, oh, honey, this right here is a fool. Not you trying to shade this man because he brought Glendale a hat. And Glenn said he was going to wear it too, honey. He was trying to figure out if it matched and everything. So then Leticia tells Akeisha about the video that Latrice made about them being co-workers. And Kiki said, I mean, well, we're co-workers, but I thought y'all was cool. Now, I'm going to say this. At least Akeisha keeps it real because she knows that her and Latrice are co-workers. So then Leticia brings up what Latrice said at the brunch and how it really affected her. Akeisha said, well, you know, I just want to know why Latrice always feels the need to be drunk every time she goes somewhere. Like, why does she feel like she needs to be drunk? I don't think that y'all, Akeisha, I do think you realize, but I wish you would stop doing this. I don't think people realize how damaging accusations like you're always drunk. You're almost insinuating that she's an alcoholic. That label is not cool. And Leticia, you mad about being called a coworker, yet you sit and let people basically say that Latrice has a drinking problem. And you join in. And you know dang all well that lady was nervous and she had a drink to take the edge off, courtesy of you. Okay, let's not get it twisted. When she said y'all were coworkers, that's what y'all are. I feel like you're putting 20 on 10 with this brunch stuff. I really do. Y'all were not that offended when the other woman was on the panel basically calling Mississippi a podunk town with small houses. Where is the outrage for that lady? That's what I want to know. In the next scene, Latrice goes to visit Leticia because she has a speaking engagement at a college and she wants Leticia to help her. And baby, she don't realize that she walking into the lion's den. So let's get into it. Latrice, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. You might want to find another mentor because all they do is talk about you. So Latrice brings up her engagement to Leticia. And she's like, well, first of all, congratulations. But then she starts being all extra talking about, well, I've been doing a lot of healing from the brunch. Girl, please. Now, healing is a bit extreme. Why didn't you just talk to Latrice? And were you really upset or were you listening to others? Because I just don't feel like you were that irate. And so she tells Latrice, girl, you offended a lot of people with that 9-to-5 comment. You really did. So Latrice was like, girl, my whole family is working 9 to 5. But in reality, nobody wants to work a 9 to 5. Now, me personally, I was not offended. Okay. And I have worked 2 and 3 9 to 5s put together. I don't think she worded it correctly. Latrice has a hard time articulating her thoughts. If it's not shade or if she's not saying what it's some catchphrase that Latrice always says. But if it's not that, she doesn't really know how to articulate herself. I don't think she purposely meant to offend because the people that paid for that brunch, they work 9 to 5s. But what I also think too is that the people that pay for those brunches are looking to the panel to figure out how not to work a 9 to 5. So I understand your side, Leticia, when you say you offended a group of people. That's absolutely true. And at the same time, I also understand where Latrice is coming from when she's saying, well, you know, reality is I understand that people work 9 to 5s, but I don't think they want to. So I understand both sides. Leticia didn't like that. She feels like Latrice should own it. And so she brings up her drinking. Stop trying to push this narrative on the slick, Leticia. Just stop it. She's like, well, when I go and speak, that's my job. And I'm empowered by that. I'm not going to have a fifth of Remy. Latrice said, I'm not about to let you bring me down. I'm not about to let you tear me down. Girl, I know that's right. So then she brings up the video that Latrice did saying that they were just co-workers. Latrice apologizes and says that it was not her intent. So Leticia cuts her off and she's like, girl, I have been going to bat for you against people that are my friends. And then you call me a coworker? Now I understand that, Leticia. I understand that. Because when it was Latrice and Marie going at it, you did have Latrice's back. So to hear her say, well, they just my coworkers, that would upset me as well. But let's not pretend like you didn't sit with these ladies and talk about this woman behind her back. It's like you want to be friends with her only when it's just the two of you. But when you get in front of the other ladies, you start perpetuating some BS. So, I mean, let's just keep it all the way real. Leticia cuts her off. She's trying to make it an issue. She brings up what Latrice has said about Sophia. Ma'am, she is just giving back what they give to her. Leticia, you're being obtuse at this moment. I don't understand. You know good and dang on well that those ladies started with Latrice. Let's roll the tapes back. Let's go back to last season. And you already know that they started with her. And she's like, you're saying that you don't want me to tear you down when you tear other people down. Then she brings up Sophia and Latrice is like, she came for me first. She was tearing me down. And Letitia's like, when did they tear you down? When did they do that? Latrice was really upset that Leticia was tearing her down. And she was like, you know, this hurt worse than anything that my husband could ever do. Girl, not this hurting worse than him cussing you out and calling you out your name and calling you a bitch in the middle of the parking lot at the hole in the wall. What? Baby, y'all get so dramatic, honey. Leticia, you need to start thinking for yourself. Stop letting everybody feed you your thoughts. Weren't you offering drinks? This is my advice to you. If it's an issue, it's your brunch. Make it a rule that the panelists are not to have alcohol. You can partake in whatever you would like after we get off this panel. But when we're on this panel, we will not have drinks. You were gossiping about Latrice, but you offended at the coworker comment. And you were the one passing out the shots. Make it make sense. Leticia, make it make sense. And Latrice, I'm going to speak directly to you. You need to be able to tell these ladies what you feel and stand 10 toes down on what you said. You said they're all your coworkers and you meant it. You said what you said and you ain't changing it. So say that. But sitting here, well, no, I didn't mean it like that. No, your voice gets lost a lot. And I don't like that for you. No matter who you're talking to, your voice gets lost. Girl, don't just say it in the confessional. Say it in the moment. Don't tell me what has been. Tell me what's now. Honey, shout out to Nene Leakes, honey. I can see this season is going to be the takedown season for Latrice. Latrice, you better find some good wigs, honey, and make sure you got a good wig grip on and some good glue, because these heifers about to take you for a ride. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about the episode. I'm so happy to see that the Bells are back, and I'm so happy for Tambra. Congratulations to you. And it's just getting out to the Akeisha. Are you on the show? Because, baby, you're getting lost in the sauce now, Kiki. Okay? I'm going to need you to show up. Show up and show out. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought. And y'all know I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.